special presentation of the Sim Racing Channel. Real racing virtually.
What's going on, guys? Hey, how are you? Repeat back with you, and boy, are you in store for a phenomenal treat. First off, this is race number 4 for the Sim Racing Truck Series live from Talladega. It's the Sim Racing on Twitter 200 here from this 2.5 mile tri-oval, high bank, high pace, high draft track, and I got the one and only Byron Jones here in the booth with me. Byron, old buddy, it's been a little bit since you've been around. Glad that you're back. And man, how about tonight? We're giving away 2 tickets to Dega. You hear about all the parties in the infield? Tonight we're going to give one person 2 tickets to be a big old part of that.
That we are, Pete. I mean, you can't script it any better. Talladega, tonight's the night. These guys are going to go at it. I think from last I heard, we have close to, if not a full stack field tonight. So the big one's going to be inevitable, no matter what. And at the end of the day, I mean, I'm just glad to be back up here with you. I think the last time we were here was Filter Time series. And man, that was for sure a long time ago. That's for sure.
Yeah, that was the Filter Time eSpark Xfinity Series run by the one and only Tyler Dohar. That's a series that'll actually be coming back, and you'll actually be able to see Tyler Dohar out there on track tonight. He's got a few of his buddies, few of his drafting buddies, to help him get around this place. Not like he needs it much, but yeah, you mentioned a pretty stacked field. Big one's going to be somewhat inevitable. You could be 100% right, but we've seen 3 great races prior to this: Chicagoland, Las Vegas, and then 2 weeks ago at Pocono Speedway. And yeah, all 3 have been a whole lot of fun. Tonight, just in case that big one does happen to occur early, they've got 2 fast repairs to go ahead and get it done. Although, I'm sure everybody would like to, keep their wits about them, really run the race smart, run the race clean, take the moves when you can, take the runs when you can, be calculating with everything. And who knows, talk about calculating, could wind up to be a fuel race. We've seen a lot of these super speedway races end up just that way. So 4 sets of tires, 2 fast repairs, 200 miles, 80 laps. It's Dega. Let's go. Byron, did I lose you, buddy?
Oh, okay. Sorry. I got caught off for a second. Yeah, I mean, Dega, you can't go wrong with this track. I mean, no matter what, we've seen it in the past. The action is just great every time. And like you said, you mentioned the first 3 races. We had Vegas. That one was a really close, really intense battle between Vegas's. Now we see Jeff No pulling up here, taking his qualifying times. Chicagoland, that was even a great race too up until the end. It's everybody being all close together. Pocono, just as good. I know it had a little bit more cautions than the other 2 races, but it was still up there. It was still intense battling even through the end of the race. And I tell you, Dega shouldn't disappoint. This should be just as good, if not even better than the last 3 races we have seen. And I'm so excited to see how this is going to end tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Actually, did not mean to bring up old Mr. No, as bad as that sounds. All right, but what we're gonna do first, we're gonna go ahead and clear the boards. We'll come back and show you the scoring pylon. But first, as our buddy Swats always says, let's give a big old salute to the red, white, and blue, saluting all of our first responders. U.S. military, everybody that wears some kind of uniform to keep our public and our country free. Let's go ahead and throw it on over. We'll be right back.
either leagues. It comes down to that last tri-oval, making that perfect move, knowing when to go. And like you said, that tri-oval being how long it is and the start stripes being placed at the end of it, it's definitely one of the weirdest start stripes I've ever seen at an oval-shaped track in NASCAR. And like I said, you just got to time it up, get there, make that move, use the draft, even if they are side by side. If you got two down on the bottom, if you can still side draft them, you may still have a shot. But at the end of the day, Dega, I keep saying it's a toss-up. Anybody can win. You can get one of the back runners that may not be really good at the ovals or at the road courses. You throw them on a super speedway, they're going to come out of the woodworks and they're going to say, hey, you know what? I'm one of the fastest guys here. I know what to do. I know when to make my move. And we might possibly see I'm not going to say a lower, but sort of a person we wouldn't expect to win a race actually pull through tonight and be that guy in the top three or even the winner doing the burnouts when this one's all said and done.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Talladega, Daytona, and you could even add, iRacing Super Speedway into the mix. And, these tracks, these plate tracks, these super speedways, they are the great equalizer. And anybody can be fast. I'll actually go ahead and bring up the practice times from earlier, so you can kind of take a look and see just where everybody was as far as their practice times and what they were capable of doing. As we bring them up right now, Mike Carter was the fastest. No surprise there. James Holzer right behind. And actually looks like qualifying is over, so we're going to go ahead and clear everything out. And we're going to head on over to a woman that needs almost no introduction, the one and only Eliza Bethal, or Frozen Toes herself, to go ahead and give the command. Let's go.
I'm Eliza Bethel, and you're watching the Sim Racing Channel for the Twitter 200 from Talladega. All right, drivers, start your engines!
Big thank you to Frozen. There's a lot of broadcasters, streamers out there that really strive to be the best, and she is absolutely one of the best. I was very fortunate to where I was able to broadcast alongside of her over on Traction during the Shake and Bake Indy Series. And man, what a great time that was. All right, let's go ahead and bring your qualifying lineup back up. And Byron, if you'll help me go through, I'll start off with the top 12, and you pick up after there. So it looks like the pole is going to be with the one and only Donald Ray in his number 41. I'll try to go through the field as we pick up on these guys. P number 2 is going to be Tyler Dohar in that number 77. James Holzer is going to start off P number 3. Brendan Book P4 in that number 5. Nick Froman, old HD Motorsports, P5. P number 6 is going to be Tom Flitcroft, Tom Flitty. P7, the one and only Jeff No, Stout Whiskey. Ryan Crooks in his EMGG Glitch Machine, P number 8. For row number 5, we're going to be talking about Devin Zimmerman and John Osborne. P11 is going to be Christopher Murphy, and old Mr. Causey, too, is outside for row number 6.
And row number 7 is going to be the 63 of Evan Knopp, and right behind him in that 12 Ford is going to be Pujanowski over there streaming. He does streaming for the Sim Racing Channel. Right behind them will be the 79 of Waylon Turner and the 94 of Adam Broughton. And then we have the 23 of Kerry Whittaker and Andrew Chapman in that 24. P17 and P18. P19 is going to be Richard Hurst, and followed right behind him. And P number 20 is going to go ahead and be Curtis Ecker. And then 21 is going to be the 9 of Edward Shearer. And 22nd is going to be the 59 of Joshua O'Connor. And then 24th is going to be the 64 of Vincent Cortez with Jake Roel going to be starting side by side with him. And then we have the 53 of Jamie Haynes and that 22 of Nathan Mon with Logan Joyner, Brandon Hudson, Stan Carnathan, and Charlie Mosley Jr. following up the rest of the field.
Awesome job, Audie. Awesome job. So, yeah, let's get ready. Let's get set. Let's go ahead and bring back your scoring pylon. We're going to go ahead and bring back the track map so you guys can keep up with your driver all night long. Byron Jones, the pace car has pulled off. Let's get ready to roll. Barney's got the flag in hand. 41's going to be the first to see with Tyler Dohar to his outside. Let's go racing.
And they're waiting for it. Restart zone. Green flag is waving. Barney is going nuts. Dohar and Donald Ray going to be side by side as we go green here at Dega.
All right, here they come, coming through the trial to complete the first lap. Byron, look at this. They are 3 wide, 3 abreast for at least, 2-3 rows behind the leaders, which are side by side. And just as I say that, James Holzer in that number 31 EMGG machine, he's going to go ahead and take the overall lead, but nobody is going to relax on this. Very, very strong field all the way through. I don't think there's much of a single spot that is left the way that these guys qualified. Let's go.
Most definitely. I mean, everybody here, 3 wide as they head into turns 3 and 4. A little bit of a stack up there on that very top lane, but I am going to give attention to it right now. The 95 of Nicholas Vroman sitting down there in that, I'm going to call it a Pete machine. He is currently giving everything he can to that 31 of James Holzer, keeping him out in the lead nice and early through this race. But Dohar, he's one of the guys that can find a lot of cars to group up with, and Dohar is doing a great job right now charging with that second row on the outside.
Yeah, you see the 12 up out there of Hugh Pujanowski. You mentioned a little bit ago that he's one of the streamers here. He's a POV streamer for the Sim Racing channel. And yeah, the guy has a huge following, whether it's on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch. But man, we got a chance to chat last night for a little bit, and he's going to start showing a lot of emphasis here on the Roku channel. And man, I am extremely, ecstatic for that. Again, big welcome out there, whether you're here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or the Roku channel. Definitely appreciate you coming out, hanging out, chatting up, and keeping us company. So far, I see Rock NASCAR out there in chat saying, let's go racing. Yopa J says, good luck, racers. ECR Kool-Aid says, boogity. In the zones gives a big old hello. White Walker SWAT says, good luck to drivers and love my guys in a booth. Repeat and Byron be listening over the Sim Racing channel on Roku. He's on his way up to Pennsylvania. In the zone says, I was just in the nick of time for the start, but I gotta love the very last chat so far. Byron, let's do this.
Yeah, I mean, everybody here doing everything they can. Now they're starting to form a third line up on that top. That just goes to show, Pete, you can't sit anywhere right now without it being, sort of edge on control. Everybody here is going to be 3 wide no matter what tonight. That third line is sort of like a hidden gem, if you would put it. It's the best spot to be when push comes to shove. If you can get in that top lane and get a group of people to get around you, that side draft off that inside, and Pujanowski's going to get very loose, and there's going to be a wreck.
Yeah, a wreck right off the bat. Looks like Andrew Chapman is going to, I think he might have caught the brunt of that, and I think probably the most damage. We talked a little bit about this in pre-race. These guys do have 4 sets of tires and 2 fast repairs. So I have a feeling if you were just kind of involved in that, you're probably going to want to burn one. Although, Byron, these trucks, some of them, depending on what kind of a hit you take, they can absolutely take just a little bit. You go on down pit road, you can fix up most of it on pit road as long as you don't get lapped. If you're able to get back up, grab a gear, get going, get down pit road once it opens without getting a black flag for pitting too early, you've got a little bit of time to go ahead and fix these things. So let's go back with Andrew Chapman, find out exactly what happened with his machine, and see if anybody else got collected with him. There you see him in that 24 right in the middle, 41 down right underneath him. I'm going to kill Broman. And yeah, you just see the push ahead. He had nowhere to go. He checked up, and he got grabbed by the wall. There was no give whatsoever in that safer barrier on his lid. He had to tow, and that is going to be it. But hard shot for him. Let's go ahead and bring it back live.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the term that he just Jeff Gordon did. You know, when we watched Pro Invitational, we saw Jeff Gordon at Talladega got collected. He ended up in the catch fence and got stuck there. But yeah, these cars, I mean, they crinkle like papers, but just like paper, you can fold them up and get them pretty much exactly how they were used to be. So when you said come down, get that damage fixed, it's worth it versus burning that fast repair very, very early on. 80 laps, it's a long way to go.
And I got to wonder here, Byron. All right, so it looks like a few people are going to come on down pit road. This is still very, very early. We're only 6 laps into an 80-lap race. I'm thinking fuel, just top it off, come on out, keep as much track position as you can, and then come on down. There's no stages in this. It's just all out, flat out racing. No points on the line. It's not like a typical or a normal league race where you got to race for points and grab the best possible position you can. Everybody here is for pride. Show their support for their individual leagues, communities, the clubs, whichever. I mean, there's drivers here from SRN. There's drivers here from Shake and Bake. There's drivers here from Turn Down for What. There's drivers here from NAOR, I believe. I mean, there's drivers here from many different places, and I'm just glad to be a part of it all, sir.
Right? Ain't that the truth? When we first started this and they were like, hey, you want to come racing this? I'm like, well, you sure you want me racing in this? But this has been a blast. I mean, racing around very unfamiliar people, but somewhat in a familiar case. You know, you feel like you've raced with these people for so long, and then you come out and you're like, I actually haven't raced with them before. It's so good. You take some of the best in every single league, and you throw them here, and this creates the best racing you will ever see across the iRacing platform. In my opinion, this has been the best racing we've seen. Like I said, Chicagoland, Vegas, Pocono, they have all been fantastic races with fantastic finishes, and it's always been a toss-up of, okay, these guys are good, but then you also got the lurking in the shadow guys that are willing to sit there too, that learn the track. And I don't know, at the end of the day, you can't just pick a clear winner. Everybody here has their own talent, and it all shines in different ways.
Man, you said that. I could not have said that any better. Still looking at Pudjanowski, him and Tyler Dohart just kind of side by side. But look at Pudge's truck. All big shout-outs to the brand new sim racing channel on Roku TV. Channel is literally, as of today or yesterday, Byron, 1 month old. So the channel's still very much in its infancy. But man, we've seen a lot of great racing. We've covered a lot of great detail. We've brought in a lot of great club, league, and community broadcasters, a lot of great POV drivers, a couple podcasts. It is the one and only channel that I can think of, Byron. Maybe you can think of something else where you can catch any kind of racing content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right through your Roku TV or your Roku device. I'm stoked.
Yeah, I can't think of anything better too. I'll tell you, at night I sit on my Roku TV and I just watch whatever's on there. They got a live feature. If you want to go back and watch past races, they got that too. If you want a specific streamer that's on that channel, they got that too. They have libraries just straight down. You want to go see Pete's stream from last week, go do it. You want to see KS Gaming or Atlanta Racing, Frozen Toes, others, even like you said, the podcast people. If you want to go see podcasts, right there too, they talk racing. Pudge, he's sitting right here, P2. He also does the Roku streaming, and everybody here, I mean, we've put together such an amazing piece so far. And like you said, only a month in, feels like it's already been about a year. And who knows where this is going to end up in maybe a year or two, or even 5 years down the road. It's just great to see how early it's going and how good it can be.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I can't wait to see where all of this goes. So the lights atop the pace car are out, as you see right there with that hybrid, Ford / whatever it may be. Looks like Tyler Dohar, he's going to be the first one to go ahead and see Barney the Flagman. He's got Hugh Pujanowski to his outside, James Holzer P3, Donald Ray P4, Tom Flitcroft P number 5, old Mr. Vroman P number 6, Brendan Book, Ryan Crooks, Jeff No, and Waylon Turner going to round out your top 10. And as you see, they are right now in the middle of turns 3 and 4. So we're going to go ahead and bring it on back to Barney. He should have that yellow flag in hand, about to change it over to the green. They're going to come across this start stripe, and when they do, these trucks are just absolutely gonna roar. There you see him switching out the yellow, bringing out the green. He's got the field in sight. Pace car should already be pulling off right now. And we should see the field. There they are, coming through turns 3 and 4 through the tri-oval. Byron, we're going to go again. We're going to restart on lap number 8, creating lap number 9. Let's go racing.
Green flags waving once again. Dohar got an amazing jump. Pudge may have messed up a little bit on that restart, but he is one of your highest movers right now, up 10 positions in this race. Currently lurking in that 4th, 5th place position, maybe looking to get down if he can. But Dohar, he's got a earful of James Holzer just shoving him right down the backstretch.
Yeah, James Holzer on that bottom line, like you said, shoving Tyler Dohar. Let's actually pull up a little bit of information about each of our drivers as we've been going through. That way we can kind of reintroduce everyone. Tyler Dohar, as always, out of Walbridge, Ohio. And no, ladies and gents, the shirt that he's wearing is not just to be worn. He is actually sponsored through the Pro League seasons 1 and 2, and still sponsored for his Filter Time eSpark Xfinity Series by just him, the Filter Time company that Dale Jr. and Blake Koch started. We mentioned Tom Flitcroft a little bit ago as well. He's up on that high side in that Reese's machine with the 12 of Hugh Pujanowski giving him a big old shove. On the bottom side, James Holzer as well in that number 31. Holzer is forever strong, no matter what kind of track it is, whether it's a road course, short track, cookie cutter, mile and a half, 2 mile, 2.5 mile. It doesn't matter. This man knows how to get it done, no matter where we go. Super speedways, the draft package in these trucks, no different.
Yeah, and Brendan Book, he's also one of those guys that can stay with James Holzer. I mean, you look at him week in, week out. You looked at the Filter Time series, other series, Shake and Bake. He's always up there fighting against Holzer. These two are one of the fastest two you can find around personally that I have seen. Like you said, week in, week out. They're always there, always in the lead, always leading some laps. And Book, I mean, he's not one to shy away on any track as well. And then right behind him, Vroman, I mean, you know him just as much as he knows you on that paint scheme right there.
I'm going to kill him.
The paint machine.
I'm going to kill him. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, he caught me off guard. I hadn't seen this paint scheme before tonight. He called me this morning. He said, Pete, I'm going out golfing. I should be there by about 8:30. I got to get my truck together, and I should be there. Well, he's there, and so are a whole bunch of me's, as you can see all the way around this number 95 Silverado. Absolutely going to I'm going to hurt that man. Right around Vroman, you see Joshua O'Connor in this number 59 Toyota machine, able to just jump up in front of Vroman, and also right behind the 22 of Nate Mon. and a whole lot of company. It looked like when Roman wanted to try to take the high side, nobody really wanted to go with him. Now there's full 3 lanes. Look at this. This is pack racing.
Yeah, it is. Everybody wanting to use every single lane they can. Up in that top side, you got Stan leading that top pack. And I tell you, man, it looks like, it always seems like that third lane is not going to work out. It's working out really well for Stan and everyone else pushing behind him. Like that 59 of Joshua O'Connor. Slowly starting to work their way as now you see Stan about to go side by side with that second row. Even now inching even closer to that leader of still Tyler Dohar leading this race.
Yeah, Tyler Dohar, as we're looking at him leading this 3 wide pack. Byron, they are 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 for what? 4? What is this? Oh my God! Look at this. Yo, this is absolutely awesome racing. It's funny. A while back when the next gen cars first came out, I mean this is awesome. I was up on this high line. I think I was like 2nd or 3rd, and I just shouted out, "Now this is pod racing!" From the old Star Wars movie. Look at this, 3 by 3, 5, 6, 8 rows. Man, this is awesome.
I'm sorry, that's not Stan. That's Jake Roel leading the pack. Stan's back there. I tell you, those two got the same scheme. They're throwing me off here. But yeah, Jake Roel is leading that top pack, and I tell you, just like you said, this is amazing to watch. I should have said, you know what, Pete, I'm ditching you. I'm going down on the track. I didn't expect it to be like this. And oh my God, it's taking me away right now. This is amazing to see. This is something we haven't seen in a very long time in just about any league. I tell you, when you take the best of the best, combine them all, this is what you get. And this is for sure one of those great masterpieces.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen, 3 by 3 racing as far as the eye can see. And if you're out there, if you're watching this, again, through any of the channels, Roku or otherwise, you got to love what you're seeing right now. In the Zone says it's still early race. I can imagine if not all of these drivers don't want to be aggressive right now. They don't want to take the risk of smashing up these trucks this early in a race. Well, Byron, I think these guys all missed that memo because, yeah, they are still nose to tail 3 wide all the way around this 2.5 mile super speedway. And they are still in this very, very large pack. Nobody's let up. Nobody's gone to the back in a second pack or anything else like that. They are staying right here, right put. It'll be interesting to see just how much this changes, though, when and if we get to a big, big group of green flag pit stops as the 77, 4, and 39 come to lead the entire pack around one more time.
Well, I tell you, another thing that's going to throw these guys off, if they happen to catch a lap car. I mean, you catch a lap car, everybody's now scrambling. Okay, what do I do? Where do I go? What's going to happen here? If someone is to get caught off guard, this is going to be very interesting to see how this is going to play out. I don't think it is. Like you said, everyone here, they're not moving. And nobody has disappeared from this pack. Everyone is still there lingering in the background, or they're up here fighting for position as that third row slowly starting to slip away. You can see guys dispersing now down to the bottom rows. That third lane slowly starting to fall apart. But Tom Flitcroft, Tyler Dohar still going hard in the front pack, and that third lane is refusing to give up.
Yeah, 39, we were talking about him just a little bit ago. He's up on that high side now, and he's falling back to P12, still up 12 spots from where he started. So we've gone back from 3 by 3 as far as it could go, back to double file, and now it looks like they all just took the green. So they were able to sort it all out amongst themselves. No big issue, maybe just trying to calm the nerves a little bit. And yeah, as Swat says out there, looks like a 3 wide salute. 3 wide salute, I'll tell you what, to the one and only Jim Blankenship for having the thought to go ahead and get the Sim Racing channel on Roku launched and bringing in a whole bunch of great drivers, great people to call the races, the different clubs, communities, leagues, the podcast, everything. And man, what a lot of talent here, buddy.
Yeah, I just can't get over it. Seeing that 3 wide, it's something, it's special. Like you said, it's not something we see very often. It's now you see the 4 of Thomas Flitcroft is now in front of that 77 of Tyler Dohar, and that 12 of Pujanowski is going to go ahead and lead that outside lane. Meanwhile, one driver slowly trying to make it a 3-wide race again. That 23 of Kerry Whittaker slowly trying to form that lane. I don't think it's going to happen. He's going to fall back a little bit. But now everybody, like you said, nerves are calming. Everybody's saying, hey, you know what? Maybe we don't need to take it 3-wide this much, even though it looks great for the broadcast. As you can see below, right? Jeff No slowly too starting to close in, man. Everybody slowly maybe getting back to that 3-wide racing once again.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Kerry Whittaker can hold on to a push, he's got one of the best right behind him, talking about Ryan Crooks in that EMGG Glitch Silverado. With the other one, his teammate, old Mr. Holzer, he's out there as well. He's third in line on the bottom, as it looks like they have not had enough. Here we go, back 3-wide. 12's going to try to drop on down. Pujanowski's going to go ahead and pick up the 4 of Tom Flitcroft. Flitcroft might have had to check up just a little bit. Tyler Dohar right behind. 4's going to move up, pick up that middle line. You got to check up. Don't wash back and forth. Pujanowski's down in the grass. Can he hold it? A little bit of side by side. He dropped back through the field. Great job. Great hands by Pudge.
Wow, what a save. Also behind him, Mr. Holzer too kept it straight. He slowly started seeing Pudge dropped off. Then he started going down in the grass. Those two kept it straight, kept it green. Good for them. Let's see if they can slowly start working their way. Meanwhile, up front, look at this. Your good buddy Broman now starting to create that 3rd lane. Everybody is not done. They say, hey, you know what, a wreck? That's just a start. Why not? Let's take it 3-wide once again.
Hey, what's funny here, Byron? You see the 59 behind Vroman. Vroman, he's leading the top side charge right now. It'll be interesting to see if that 76 picks up. So we're talking about the 59 being second in line on the top side, but guess what? He's actually like 7th or 8th in position. That's how very tight these guys are. Tanner Lockhart out there in chat saying, wow, very talented save. I gotta agree with you. Let's go back 3-wide racing. Why not?
Oh, yeah, it's going to get good. We're going to have 4-wide. Nope. Tom thought better of it. He said, hey, you know what? I'm going to let him go back up in front. And, man, that was about to see 4-wide racing. That would have been interesting for sure.
Yeah, 4-wide. I mean, you can do it. I mean, most of the time you're going to want to keep just within the painted lines to see exactly what you got. And I imagine as they're getting really, really close, you got the 5 car of Brendan Book right behind the 95 of Roman. 59 now up high. He's got some help up there, but a little bit further back, Roman decided to pop back up again, pick up the push from the 59. Book's in the middle. 07 giving the 76 a little bit of shove, and he got turned. We got a wreck.
Oh,
it is the big one
on their lid. Yep, that's the big one. Jeff No, Christopher Murphy, Stan Carnathan, everybody. Wow. Well, you could have went 3-wide, but how long was the question? That's for sure.
Wow. So it looks like Christopher Murphy, Stan Carnathan, John Osborne, looks like Ed Shearer, and a few others all involved in this. This all started up front, I believe, with the 7, if I'm not mistaken. Let's actually pick up with Christopher Murphy right now and see exactly what happens with him.
I think slight netcode might have had a play in it, at least from what I saw.
Let's go back a little bit further with Stan. All right, no, okay. Let's do this the old-fashioned way. Go ahead and rewind it right from here. And let's go up to the top of the field. And let's switch this around a little bit. And there's a 76. Let's back up. Different camera. I said different camera. 76. 76. Come on. Let's go. little bit of swerving Irvin, and it got the 76 upset, unable to hold on to it. And it looks like, oh, the 07 caught a bump from the 25 of Ryan Crooks. And let's go ahead and back it up right from there. So off of Ryan, let's stop it, play it. And we'll go rear chase, and that's it right there. Wow.
Ooh, Jeff went for a ride, that's for sure. He did about 2 360s and then landed back on his tires along with that 34 as well. And I think everybody here is going to come down, get their tires, get their feel, maybe right sides. I wouldn't see all 4 as of yet, but everybody's going to come down. The ones that were hurt, one's going to stay out. He's going to prove me wrong. And these guys are definitely going to get tires, feel, get that fast repair if needed, and come right back out.
Yeah, I believe the guy that stayed out it looks like it's going to be Kerry Whitaker. If I'm not mistaken, I'll go ahead and try to pick up with him right now. Nope, he's going to be one of the first ones off. It's actually... I'm going to guess whoever that was involved in that first wreck and didn't have the fast repair checked, so he had to spend some time on pit road. I believe that might have been a lap down truck, and he just took... Yep. So... Yeah. All right, so let's see. Pujanowski looks like him and Richard Hurst are going to be up top. Richard Hurst is in that number 76. Let's see if we can find Mr. Hurst and see if we can't catch a real quick word with the driver. Rich Hurst, it's Repeat and Byron up in the booth, buddy. You got a copy in that number 76. Salute to everybody. It looks like Ford F-150.
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, Rich, definitely great to talk to you as always. Man, you got a pretty fast truck in that We the People F-150. You got a lot of hungry drivers that are now going to be in your rear view. That 3-wide racing lap after lap was I mean, something to go back and watch and clip, and it would never get old. What is your plan to hold this pack behind you now that you've got the most clean air and that bottom line, sir?
Well, I don't really have a plan because I'm in the spot that everybody wants, so I'm probably just gonna keep it clean, keep it straight, and try to make them get around me as the best as I can. Trying to not let them pinch me down towards the apron too much, so I don't bob and do a little weaving. But hopefully I can hold on to this top spot for a little while. It's good to see this 76 up front. It was definitely a battle to get up here because I was involved in that first incident, and then we were able to get a couple guys together to make that middle line work and was able to take it. So, like I said, a lot of hungry drivers out there, so we'll see if we can hold on to it as long as we can.
Rich, with this 3-wide racing, I'm sure Byron would probably ask you the same thing. How aggressive does it actually feel out there on track?
It's actually feeling pretty aggressive. I mean, on the first lap that we went green, it was 3-wide racing at the start. I mean, right after we crossed the start-finish line, it was pretty much 3-wide. But I mean, some of these guys are able to hold it. Some maybe the air is upsetting their truck a little bit. So I'm trying to stay out of it and find the straightest line there is and just hang out.
All right, buddy. Well, I'll get you back with your SSRL teammate. Man, go get him, man. As our buddy Rick James loves to say, keep the shiny side up, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You got it. Byron, the 76, he's got the line, he's got the 4 of Tom Flitcroft right behind him. He's got a pretty good pusher back there. He can be aggressive at times, but man, hey, we're 25 laps into this 80-lap race. There's still a lot of racing yet to go in this 200-miler. What do you see for Mr. Hurst? Just try to hold the line, kind of paint the butter, as the old saying goes, or does he go up high if he sees a run coming?
I'm going to say yours. I'm going to go with high, wide, and handsome is how it's going to have to work out for Mr. Hertz here. Already up 18 positions this race. One of our highest movers next to the 69 of Brandon Hudson. And like you said, knowing when to block, knowing when to throw the block, and knowing when to not throw a block is going to be the toughest decision he's going to have to make with Tom Flitcroft behind him. I don't know if you're seeing it, but I'm seeing it just a little bit of a crinkle in that front nose. So it may affect the difference between Tom giving Richard a good push and Kerry getting a good push from Donald. But Pete, pace car's ducking off. Barney's got that green flag in his hand. We're getting ready to go back green.
Yeah, there you go. You see the entire field. Look at them all stacked down on the bottom. That's going to be a lot of the guys that had to just come on down pit road. Like you said, Barney here, he sees the field. It looks like on the high side, there's only maybe 6 or 7 cars. So the bottom side is going to right off the bat have the advantage. We're going back green flag racing. Let's go.
Look at that jump once again by the 76 of Richard. The 4 of Tom already looking on the outside, but they're not going to be able to do anything. Look at that breakaway. That's only going to last for so long until that 79 of Waylon Turner going to close that gap right back in. Richard's going to bail on Tom. Here comes the rest of the pack.
Oh, yeah. Because they jumped on a throttle so fast and got such a big advantage, that is something, and this is a textbook reason as to why you don't do that here at the super speedways, because once this pack catches you, you're done. You're going to go to the back. You see the 4 up on the high side, no help. He just started behind the leader, nothing doing, as it looks like the 22 and Nate Mon. Oh, he's going to go up and over, just got barely caught by the catch fence. That double deuce is going to have, I think that sun drop can's just been cracked.
That it has, if not kicked and thrown to the curb at this point. That was a rough hit for Nathan. I think he's going to end up towing. I don't know, though. He is pretty close to that pit entrance. Maybe he can limp that sun drop car down and get some Fresh Eagle Feel Goods, get that fast repair, and see if he can't use it up.
All right, let's go ahead and go back with Nate Mon. It looks like he might have also collected Andrew Chapman and Chris Murphy as well. Jamie Haynes might have just been able to barely squeak by, but let's go back with Nate Mon. So there you see him up on the high side, guy. Oh, that's something. Yeah, that's something that no driver ever wants to be pushed on. The left rear absolutely makes these trucks extremely light. Byron, there's been other races where we've called where the truck or the car just takes off. And what do you say? Next candidate for the SpaceX program. But good thing the catch fence was able to keep this sun drop machine on the track. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. But yeah, he absolutely had to tow.
Yep, that 22 is going to have a new sponsor next week, and that's going to be SpaceX. And I tell you, what do you do in this case? Do you come down, get more fuel, hoping that it's going to stay green, or do you stay out, maybe try to get positions like Whitaker just did? Meanwhile, we'll have to see what the rest of the field does. But I tell you, if you're one of those guys, come down, get the fuel, especially if you're in the back. Who knows? This could be a fuel-saving race, as about maybe a handful of cars stayed out, the rest of them down pit road.
Yeah, Gary Sack out there in chat says he just joined. How's O'Connor been doing? Here is Joshua O'Connor in this number 59 Toyota. He was up on the high side helping a few of the leaders when they went 3 wide lap after lap. Coming on down, I'm gonna guess, Byron, he's just gonna go ahead and top it off, come on out and do what he's got to do. I don't know, I don't think there's any kind of an issue, but he's definitely spending quite a bit of time. I didn't see him labeled as one of the guys that got any kind of damage or kind of got into that, or was he the guy that was all over the left rear of the 22? I'm not sure. Kind of looks a little familiar.
I don't know. I think it could have been Jake Roel that was on the back end of that 22, but I could be wrong. Obviously, at this race, it's tough to really picture out which car is which.
You're right.
As, yeah, Jake is going to get that damage fixes. Meanwhile, that 34, the Sweet Tarts, looking pretty bitter right there, standing right next to that 39.
Yeah, he's a little outside his box, not quite sure what he's doing. Or, maybe he was waiting for a teammate to come on out with him, but you still see that double deuce sun drop Silverado on pit road. Also, the 39. 53 is going to go ahead and top off and head on out. So let's go on back up with our leader, Kerry Whitaker in this number 23, Donald Ray P2, Rich Hirsch P3, Adam Boughton and Waylon Turner going to be P5. Curtis Ecker, Tyler Dohart, Tom Flickroft, John Osborne, and Brendan Book going to be your top 10.
Also following up, 11th's going to be Kurix. Jeff, no, I mean, you got to give a shout out to him every time you can. Sitting P12 right now in that number 55. Pujanowski, after seeing a very very unfortunate circumstance that happened to him, he's fallen all the way back to P13. And then you got the 69 of Brandon Hudson sitting P14 with Charlie Mosley rounding out your top 15 drivers.
Yeah, that's going to be right behind him. Joseph Causey from SRN here in this number 88 Klondike truck. Vince Mosley, he's going to bring it on down pit road in his 89. Ed Shearer out here also from Team SRN. Evan Knopp in this number 63 Silverado. And Logan Joyner in this number 34 Sweet Tarts. Looks like Silverado also.
We got a good mixture of every single manufacturer, except it looks like Chevy is dominating just a little over everybody, but Ford and Toyota, those two are about the same. But when you go racing, when you go at these tracks, manufacturer doesn't matter. Any track you go to, manufacturer doesn't matter. The guys you line up with are the guys you line up with, and that's one thing I've noticed so far. A lot of people have been bailing on others. Could that come into effect at the end of the race if they say, hey, this guy bailed on me earlier. Do I push him to a win? Or would you rather, Pete, say, hey, you know what? He is in front of me. Maybe I should push him. Or do you still have that thought lingering in the back of your head saying, hey, if I don't get a push, I'm not going to push him?
I tell you what, if you're a big fan of a certain manufacturer, if you're a Chevy fan, if you're a Ford fan or a Toyota fan, you can actually see now in the scoring pylon what manufacturer each driver is driving. You know, are you Whitaker? Are you in that Chevy Silverado? Are you a Donald Ray in that Ford F-150? Are you a Boughton in that Toyota, or a 79 a Turner in a Toyota? So all manufacturers, like Byron just said, very well represented here. Coming through turns 3 and 4, as you can see, the lights atop the pace car are off. 23, 41, 76, 94, 79 with the 75 of Curtis Ecker. You might as well not even just go to the top 5, Byron. You might as well go to 6th, 8th, 10th, because by the time they come back around, every single position will have a great chance at being changed. Pace car is going to go ahead and pull up. You see them there just getting to the entrance of the trioval. Going to go on back over to Barney. He should have the field in view. There it is. Still all 30 plus, what do we have, 31 trucks out here on track tonight. This is race number 4 of the Sim Racing Channel on Twitter 200. Here from Talladega, Byron, let's go racing.
Green flag out once again at Dega. The 23 of Kerry Whitaker and the 41 of Donald Ray going to lead our packs into 1 and 2. Followed right behind that 76 of Richard, and that 94 is going to duck down. So the 75 of Curtis Ecker is going to go ahead and take his spot as the pusher for that 41. Never mind, he's going to go ahead and take it 3 wide already. We're going to see him almost 3 wide, maybe 2 wide, heading back to the start stripe, Sweet.
Yeah, going into turns 3 and 4 right now. You see that bottom line's got a whole lot of pressure. 41 and 75 up high, no help. Byron, I think a lot of people, for those 2 and 3 wide moments that kind of like what the driver we talked to a little bit ago, the 76 of Richard Hurst, we asked him, how aggressive does it feel out there? He said, man, it feels really aggressive. You got to wonder if some of these guys now are just going to go ahead and lay back. Maybe that got caught up in one of the first 3 cautions that we've had within the first 31 laps, and now they're just going to go ahead and let it ride. They may have used up one. They've got one more in their back pocket. Whether they've taken tires or not, that's completely on them. We're not driving these things, but I would imagine they would have taken the opportunity to come on down and top it off. Whether it was on the first time around where pit road was open or the second time, as it looks like we might have a new opportunity to go on up high. It looks like that 4 of Tom Flitcroft, very hungry. He's going to take the lead.
Most definitely, and being 30 laps in to this race, you got to think, hey, okay, if I've already burned a faster pair, might as well save the other one. No, the Ford Donald Ray, he's going to go ahead and move to that very top side. It looks like he got shuffled out of the lane, and that's going to allow the 75 of Curtis Ecker to take the lead and lead that lap. With that 4 of Thomas Flitcroft, he is looking furious with that 23 all over his bumper. You can see the way he's moving, one little mess up, and those 2 are going to go around. But here comes that 24 as well. Lap car Andrew Chapman giving a big old push to that 75.
Yeah, kind of getting back here to Mr. Pujanowski right now in this number 12, the Sim Racing Channel Ford F-150. He's kind of like the meat between these 2 big packs as the 3425 and company go on up high. And because he was there, they were able to sniff a big old pull and get their way back up to the lead pack. Pujanowski still on the bottom side. He's given or looking at the back end of that 69. They are 3 wide for about P number 12. But it's not going to last. There is Joseph Causey now in that 88 behind Pujanowski, and he's got a long train of coming behind him.
Yeah, he does. As you like to put it, a gaggle of cars slowly starting to creep in here, slowly starting to make this pack one big pack again. And look at that bottom lane, just a giant snake. You got a handful of cars up on that top side, and man, if you're sitting in that snake right now, you got to be feeling good knowing, hey, for wrecks to happen, at least I have time to react, and I can't sort of get caught up as bad as I would if I am up there fighting side by side with someone.
Yeah, fighting side by side. How about we bring it back up within the top 12? You see the 95 of Roman with the 55 of Jeff No right in front. Then, of course, you also see the 24 trying to catch up with him right now. And he's only got one other in front of him. These guys are trading positions like it's nothing. They're taking the runs, they're taking the draft wherever they can go with it, and just pushing for all it's worth. Curtis Ecker now up on that high side, like you said, trying to get every position that he can. How about ECR Kool-Aid out there in chat saying, "Let's go, Tom!" Talking about the one and only Tom Flitcroft, old Tom. And yeah, he's still on that bottom side. Byron, he hasn't let go of that butter since the restart, and so far nobody's been able to pass him on the high side.
Yeah, and that's a tough decision sometimes you're left with when you're the leader and you have that advantage to move up. Is that top side going to make a good run to put themselves back in front of me, or am I going to be able to keep where I am and hope that I don't lose this position? As this 4 and 75, I tell you, they got 2 great pushers right behind them, and if you're sitting in that third lane for both of the guys, all you can think is, dang, I really can't do anything. If I get up on their bumpers, I'm going to get them loose, possibly spin them. As you can see, Jeff No and Richard both giving room to that second place. As I say that, Jeff No is going to go ahead and move to that top side. He's going to see if he can't create a third lane.
Yeah, Jeff No up top. There you see the 41 in the middle. Byron, it's always best when you're up high like this not to pinch the guys low. You want to have kind of your tires on that dotted line. That way you're not giving up too much time. You're still keeping on the guy on the bottom. You're maybe getting just a little bit of a side draft off. Maybe try to pull that guy backwards as you propel yourself forward. But in order to do that, sometimes you have to get a little unsafe and get right on that quarter panel. Whoa, that was close. I say get on a quarter panel. I'm not sure if Stout Whiskey's listening to me or not. But man, what a great race.
That's another thing too. When you're put in this scenario and you got the pushers behind you like Roman, they can only push for so long until they have to say, okay, hang on, give me a second. I gotta breathe. I gotta allow my engine to cool back down, because that can happen. Here in iRacing, you can blow your engine. We've seen Clint Boyer do it at Talladega. When you push too much, you can blow that engine. It just ends your race. It kills everything, every momentum you got. As also Ryan Crook's giving a big old shove. He's going to give that 41 of Donald Ray a huge shove, as now they're going to be the control of the race.
Yeah, that middle line all of a sudden it just picked up a whole lot of momentum, as it looks like Crooks is going to go ahead and leave his wingman. 23 is going to go on down. Can he come on back up without getting the balance of that truck too upset? Yes, he can. Great hands by the 23 to bring it, and great job by everybody else for their track awareness, their patience, and maybe just letting off that throttle pedal just a little bit. Everybody wants to stay on that loud pedal as much as they can. But Byron, one of the biggest misconceptions about super speedway racing is that you're on the throttle the entire race, where in fact, you know just as well as I do, you're actually off the throttle more than you are on, unless you're the leader.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm typically 3/4, if not halfway off the throttle throughout almost the entire track. If you can sit in line, second, third in line, and see a little bit of blink from Jeff, no. You sit second, third in line, you can know, okay, how much do I truly need to push this car, or can I save maybe a lap or two? That could be the difference between me winning the race or me running out of gas and allowing the guy next to me to win the race. And all that's rolling through your head as you're sitting there following the guys right behind you. And I tell you, Pete, I can't get over that 95 struck paint scheme.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get to him. When he said he had to create a paint scheme, I thought it was gonna be something similar to what he used to run in the Pro League in season 1 before he handed the seat over to Jose Ruiz for Levine Family Racing. But no, he decided to plaster my face all over that number 95. So yeah, when he's running the Ferrari races tomorrow at the Glen, I might just have to pop in the stream and yell at him, maybe make him miss a turn in an official race or something. I don't know, but I tell you, old HD Motorsports himself. How about you got a fan out there, Stephanie Gutierrez, saying Byron Broadcasting. Yep, absolutely. Byron is doing one hell of a job, Stephanie. I can't complain whatsoever. ECR Kool-Aid says trucks and ARCA cars run really great in the third lane. Yeah, they do. They run really great in the third lane here and also at Auto Club and a couple of other Highline tracks. And Gary Sack out there also saying, dang, this looks like fun and intense, Byron.
It is. It's a blast, that's for sure. When I ran Vegas and I was up there in the top 10, you had to truly, I don't know how, you had to find another gear almost to be able to push the car, to be able to get that car just to go a little bit faster than what you're typically normal to in a league race. We've said it so much. These guys are the best of the best. You can't really find anybody else better from these leagues. They are it, and the racing they provide week in, week out, it's just phenomenal to see. You see 2 wide, 3 wide, even at Vegas or Chicagoland, even Pocono, I believe we saw 2 or 3 wide racing too. And you sort of let that marinate for a bit and you say, hey, maybe this is the best racing we can get. In sim racing, they've done great, creating the channel, coming to Roku TV, and putting these guys on there to be plastered everywhere around the world. It's just fantastic to see, that's for sure, as we see a little bit of a separation now forming between 2 different packs.
Yeah, I brought it back to Jake Roel back here in P number 11, up 13 spots from where he started. Brandon Hudson right behind him, up 18 spots. Those are pretty much the 2 biggest movers right now, besides maybe a Logan Joyner or a Curtis Ecker. But yeah, that 39 kind of right where Pujanowski was earlier, kind of pulling up that back pack, if you will, as it looks like the top pack going back 3 wide for about P number 2. Crooks, Vroman, and Flitcroft all part of that party.
Well, I tell you, that second pack closed in pretty quick, but like you said, yeah, back to 3 wide. Flitcroft trying to lead that very outside lane. Meanwhile, on the inside lane is going to be Jeff No, and in that middle is Crooks. He's got a huge push, huge help right now from that 24 of Andrew Chapman. He is now, I believe, a lap down. So he's fighting for this lucky dog between the 22 and Nathan Mon, which still happens to be a little bit further back. So he's got breathing room, but still being up in that front, knowing that you can battle with the leaders and not have to worry about anything is the great feeling you can ever have as a lap car, and it's working out really, really well right now for Chapman.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a little bit further back, like you said. Right now, sitting in. I just had him sitting back there in P29 with Nate Mon, Waylon Turner, and whatnot. And I believe by following the scoring pylon on the left-hand side of the screen, Nate Mon right now is in the transfer seat. So after he got caught up in the wall, went skyward, he was able to go on down pit road after having to tow and get that thing fixed up. And right now, he's actually looking forward to a caution, while others saying, let's keep it green. Byron, we're just past halfway, working lap 43. Next time will be lap 44 out of this 80-lap or 200-mile race here for the Sim Racing Channel live on Roku TV. And again, big thank you to everybody, whether you're watching on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, or Roku. Thank you very much for coming out, hanging out, chatting up, keeping Byron and I and everybody else out there company. It's been a hell of a race so far. Had about 3 or 4 cautions, but the racing has been absolutely phenomenal.
That it has. After we've seen sort of everybody use up a fast repair or two and sort of, I wouldn't say got level-headed, but they sort of put their thinking caps on is the best way to put it. They have now realized maybe 3-4 wide is not the best way to go right now, and it's working out. We're seeing some great racing. We see the constant back and forward between leaders in that second, first, even third lane that we've been seeing, and one of those guys slowly starting to make their way back up to the front. That 77 of Tyler Dohar. We haven't seen him up there a lot, and that was because I believe he was trying to save some fuel. Well, look at him. Now he's making a charge up to P7, looking for more.
Yeah, as we jump on board from the hood cam for the 77 of Tyler Dohar, you see that Sim Racing Channel Shake and Bake number 5 for Brendan Book right in front of him. These guys have been racing friends for a very long time, and they got a lot of momentum on the high side. Looks like they're actually going to go ahead and just kick the 5 to the rear, just completely left him. Well, Dohar's going to come on up and just shove that nose into the back end of that 5, try to keep the momentum going, as now also you see it looks like Tom Flitcroft has gone ahead, moved up, and picked up the line.
Yeah, I believe Ryan Crooks just in front of him fell up as well. So now you're starting to see that top lane slowly forming once again, and you're about to see side-by-side close action. Maybe even a third lane a little bit later, but guys are starting to get dicey. You see Ryan Crooks, Thomas Flitcroft going to go ahead and dip down. Tom tried to get down there, wasn't able to. He's still going to have the 5 of Brendan Book giving him a big old shove. But that 25 tried to take advantage, and I don't think it's going to work out too well for him. Brendan Book going to give a huge push, and now they got a dominant lead over that bottom lane.
Yeah, 5 is clear right now. 77 will be clear in just a moment, unless the 25. No, it looks like 25 got a big old shove from the 41 of Donald Ray. And so they're going to go back side by side. No clear advantage. Right now, the 4, his spotter might be saying, yo, clear. And, whoa, he almost went up just a little too high. 5, though, not checking up. It's like, hey, man, you come up across my nose, you wreck. It's going to be on you. 4 tried to come on back down and take the line away. No dice. 25 to the lead.
That is one thing I've seen a lot so far in this race. Last minute, oh, let me scoot here. I have seen that all too much already, as now you see a third lane slowly starting to form with the 34 of Logan Joyner and that 39 of Jake Roel with the 63 of Evan Knope, all hanging up on that outside. They're trying to contend with Dohar, with Tom, with Crooks, and they are slowly being able to do it. But Tom right now, he is the dominant factor in all 3 lanes.
Yeah, Tom Flitcroft, he's been able to lead quite a bit. He's been able to really just hold it down there on that yellow line. There's a lot of guys out here that are very good at holding the wheel, holding the line very, very steady all the way through these turns. And Talladega, unlike Daytona, the turns are very, very smooth all the way through. It's not where it turns and then you have to straighten out the wheel, turn it and then straighten out the wheel in order to keep it piloted on that bottom line. I love racing here and have ever since the first time I jumped on a console back for like NASCAR 07, NASCAR 09. It feels like eons ago as Tyler Doar gives that 5 a huge shove all over the right rear of that Shake and Bake 5 machine. Right now the 5 is clear, not clear. That's how fast these lanes close up.
Yeah, they are turning and burning right now on that top lane with that Dohar. I mean, he's giving everything he can. Look how close that bumper is, along with Crooks. One little mess up from either one, just a little bit slight I'm sorry. I can't speak right now. Right slant on that nose. If you hit him just at the wrong spot, you're going to see him either hook a hard right or a hard left. These cars get very upset very fast, as now you see two lanes once again. And look at that, as you would put it, Pete, a gaggle of cars behind and a select few coming down pit road.
Yeah, Don Ray, Kerry Whitaker, Curtis Ecker, Rich Hurst, and several others going to go ahead and throw it on down pit road to grab their first round of green flag pit stop. So we've run a full engine, full gas tank here now in these trucks since the last caution. When they come around next time, Byron, as we see a long train on that bottom side, we will have 30 laps to go here in the Sim Racing channel on Twitter. 200 here from Talladega. And oh, by the way, Byron, did I mention at the very end of this, there's going to be a live drawing for two tickets to Talladega. If you went over to Twitter before this, up until midnight last night, followed the channel and found the tweet about the Yellowwood race at Talladega, I believe on October the 2nd, followed it and retweeted it, you were automatically entered for 2 tickets to Dega, and from what I hear, the seats are pretty awesome. And Byron, by the way, that infield is very, very well known to be the party spot. I'd love to go. Very curious to see, who's going to grab those tickets. I'd love to meet them, shake their hand, say, hey, can I go with you? But unfortunately, we are not allowed.
Can I be your plus one? No. Yeah, I tell you, it's going to be amazing to see this. 2 lucky winners. It's going to be fantastic. They're going to have a blast no matter what. Now you see a bunch more cars going to go ahead and dive it down. You can see them. They're doing the inside, outside maneuver. And wow, look at that. Everybody gets in nice and clean, as Mr. Clean as they can. And they're going to go ahead and get their tires fueled and get service, come back out, see if they can stay as a pack. That 77 Tyler Dohar, we talk about it somehow every week. He is the one saving fuel, and look where he is right now. P number 1, is he going to be able to go an extra lap, Pete? Because I believe if they can stretch it just a little bit more, this could be their last stop of the night.
Yeah, it very well could be the last stop now with 29 laps to go. Gary Stackhouse out there in chat asking, is it too late to enter the giveaway? Yeah, Gary, unfortunately it is too late. The message has been given out for, I want to say, probably about the last 2 weeks, maybe a little more, on several different streams. You had to have entered by midnight last night. That was the cutoff. And but we will announce the winner when just either before or after we talk to our top 3, as you see more coming on down pit road and everybody trying to get to their pit stop. Byron, they don't want to overshoot the box. They don't want to undershoot it either, to where they got to slowly pull back up. They want to be as aggressive as possible, getting to their pit box, allowing the signboard to drop right on the hood, come on out without speeding, and away they go, as you see now. Now, those guys all came down right there. I'm going to try to drop back to this main pack, being led by Vincent Cortez, I believe, in this 64. He's leading the high line. You see the 39 on the bottom side leading those guys around. And I think this is all going to be able to bring everybody back together of sorts. You might have some guys a little bit further back that have lost the draft, but those guys that just came down pit road and are merging right now, they couldn't have done it any better, any faster, or any cleaner. Good job to them.
Most definitely. A few stragglers in the back for sure is what we're seeing. But even then, those stragglers have people to work with. And being able to work with somebody is better than having nobody. And one thing, Pete, I mean, just for future, maybe future giveaways, maybe future other stuff, make sure you go follow the Sim Racing channel social medias. Go check them out. Regardless, I mean, they post great content almost daily. As we see now, fight side by side. 39, Jake Royal, he's going to go ahead and form his top lane. And Pete, they're going 3 wide once again.
Yeah, they're going to go 3 wide once again for about P7, P8. Jake Rowell was up on the high side, and he got a hell of a shot from the truck right behind. Had to do a little bit of maneuvering in order to keep it under him, and did a phenomenal job. But now you see Joseph Causey up there in that number 88, up 8, or what is it saying now? Up 9 spots, leading the charge on the high side. He's got the 93 of Devin Zimmerman right behind. And, man, a whole lot of very tough guys getting all the way around here. Zim out there in chat with a big old, yo! Zim, what's happening, buddy? You should recognize a couple of these black, white, and magenta-colored trucks out here on track. Right now, James Holzer in that 31 EMGG glitch machine, leading the way, guiding the butter, right with the 5 right behind him. And then a little bit further back, you see Ryan Crooks trying to get up on that high side. Right now, no help, but I don't think that'll last long. Here comes the cavalry.
Well, I tell you, Pete, I'm looking right here and on the SDK, and this is something crazy to see. You go to a plate track like this, only one driver right now has either not lost or gained a single position so far, and that's the 22 of Nate Mon. Everybody else has either gained +9, +17, -2. Not a single person is where they started in this race, and that's a great thing about Talladega. Complete toss-up. And it just goes to show the amazing racing we've had so far, too, to where you can have people maybe a little bit further back come up to the front, have their presence known, like the 88, like the 64, and others. And I tell you, their presence are known for sure, as they are all straggling to find a position, find a line to work with right now. That top, very top lane, third lane is struggling to find some sort of momentum.
Man, big thank you out there to Zim, gifting all kinds of subs to the channel. Zim, definitely appreciate it. We'll be catching back up with the Shake and Bake Monday Night iRacing Cup Series. Not this Monday, but the following Monday. And oh, by the way, you'll be in there, and we will be right back here at Talladega. You were kind of upset that you weren't out here mixing it up with some of the best on iRacing. You're going to have your chance 1 week from this Monday, and Shake and Bake always puts on one hell of a show.
That they do. I tell you, racing, going back and watching, it's all great. You can't go wrong with that, as I can't help but smile. This 3 wide racing, Pete, they are going at it once again. We're going to see 3 wide, maybe even 4 wide when this one's all said and done. These guys are getting dicey, and at this point, you got to start making maneuvers that are going to benefit you, not your team, not your guys that you're racing around. Got to slowly start thinking, hey, that clock is slowly starting to tick out. That sand slowly starting to decrease, and these guys now are under that pressure of, hey, I got to be number 1 at this point.
Yeah, you gotta try to do everything that you can. 24 to go, as you see right next to that 24 at TSRC on Roku TV is where you want to go and follow, click, and stay. Make sure you leave notifications on. That way you know every time the Sim Racing channel sends out any kind of a tweet. It could be for additional tickets. It could be for season information. It could be for a free subscription to the Sim Racing channel on Roku, whether you've got a TV or one of the Roku devices. All kinds of things happening, all kinds of plans for the new season. We're talking speed weeks. We're talking specialty races like the 24-hour race at Daytona. We're talking about spot. We're talking about Sebring. We are talking about so much that's going to be happening here right on this channel. And if I'm not mistaken, Byron, you got a World of Outlaw or a Sprint series that's going to be coming up very soon with the one and only Richard Rico, right?
Most definitely, yeah. I'm trying to figure out some issues going on currently with my desktop. But yeah, we are going to have a Wingless Bandit Midget series coming to the Roku TV series very, very soon. Still trying to work out the finalists of everything, dates, times, all of that. But I tell you, it's going to be exciting once it goes. I'm a huge dirt fan. I know you got a stream coming up very, very soon that involves trucks on dirt. That's also going to be on the, well, I believe maybe on the Sim Racing channel. Not exact about that. Not going to make any exact comments on that. But yeah, I tell you, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast. I can't wait to see what those guys are going to do. They're going to be just as good as everybody is on track right now. And I tell you, Pete, slowly starting to double file up everybody. Now starting to go back to, hey, maybe we should just ride instead of trying to push for all we can.
Are you kidding me, Byron? Look at his top side. They're not just going to ride. They're not going to do anything like that. The 25 of Ryan Crooks back there, I believe that's going to be Jeff Noah or Ed Shearer right in front of him. Yeah, it's gonna be the 4. So it's gonna be Tom Flickcroft right in front of him. They want to get this high side going. They want to get back up there. We're now 22 to go. We're just about to break 20. It's time to get those elbows up. Time to make those moves. Maybe see just how long it takes you for you to go from 10th, maybe back up to the lead. Are we gonna see some of the guys that we saw 3 wide for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 laps in a row? Maybe get back up there. Oh, Byron, by the way, they're forming up now.
That they are. You have already proven me wrong, but now you can see teams slowly starting to form. Obviously, you can see behind the 75, 76, I believe those are teammates. They're slowly starting to form. The 5, he works well with just about anybody. Same with Dohar, but the 5 of Brendan Book and the 31 of James Holzer, they do race in the same leagues. So they do have that sort of work piece that they can both say, hey, you know what? Let's line up. Let's work together. Why not? And that 88... the question will be, what will he do for a Klondike Bar? What will he do for a win at Talladega is going to be the big question, as now he's going to take the lead and going to lead everybody to the start stripe.
Yeah, Joseph Causey up there from Team SRN, getting that Klondike machine up front. Hey, maybe he just needs that cool air to keep that thing frozen. I don't know. But here comes Holzer back on the bottom side. Flickcroft up high in the 4. Hey, we're going to battle it out yet again for the top spot, and it looks like the top spot right now of that 4, he's going to be able to take that lead.
Look at everybody even behind him on that single file pack. Everybody back there is even dodging and weaving, trying to find a certain lane that will work to their liking. As now we see, man, you can see 1. It looks like a giant staircase. You see 1 and then 1 and then 1. It's not all in a row right now, as that 88, 4, and 31 still struggling to try to lead a pack. At this point, if you're someone sitting in that back, what point do you realize, hey, maybe I should stop pushing my guy, maybe move to a different lane, try to get an advantage somewhere?
Yeah, absolutely. That kind of goes right along with what I was just saying. What do you need to do to make sure that if you do have to drop back, if you get put into a sucker hole, what does it take to get you back up into position to when all the chips are on the table, you're able to maybe trust someone that you've been working with all race long, go on up there, try to grab that dub, which, oh, by the way, again, none of this is for points. It is all about pride. You want to win one of these 4 truck races here on Roku TV through the Sim Racing channel. We've seen it done at Chicagoland. We've seen it done at Las Vegas, at Pocono. Now it's time for Dega. And oh, by the way, after this, saying that this is the last truck race, this isn't the last race on the Sim Racing channel. After this, we're going next gen racing.
That we are, and hey, little hint, we may be following the entire NASCAR schedule, so everybody is going to be prepared, they got to be prepared for that. It's going to be an endurance season, that's for sure. As now we see everybody slowly starting to line up. They're going to get in a line once again. We've seen past winners right now up in the front. The 5 of Brendan Book, the 25 of Ryan Crooks. Those 2 currently fighting where they are, sitting P3, P4, P5. as they're all battling for position. And Pete, we are 3 wide once again. Well, I'm not going to say once again, but we are 3 wide, just like we were very, very early in the race. Not anyone giving anyone any inch of space. Everybody all crunched together.
Well, I'll tell you what, one thing that the field did not want to see, these two right now, in the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series, these guys were very, very fast. They know how to race together. They know how and where they can push each other. They know what their limitations are. They've raced in eSpark for years. They've raced in Shake and Bake. They've raced in many, they raced, if I'm not mistaken, years ago, back in NNR. So these guys have raced with each other on console, here on iRacing, in different disciplines, whether it's truck, cup, Xfinity, no matter what it is. These guys know what they're capable of and know how to make each other, or keep each other safe, maybe. Oh, it looks like the 25 of Crooks just went around. Let's see if we can go back, find out what happened with Crooks just then. But he definitely took a hard left towards the inside, and I believe he just collected a lot of drivers. Nicholas Vroman's going to be one of them. Tom Flitcroft's going to be one. Devin Zimmerman's going to be one, and many, many others. But caution is out with 16 to go. When we come across the start stripe, I would imagine it's going to be right around 13. Holzer's leading the 5 of Book, going to be right behind. Tyler Dohar P3, Jeff No P4, and Curtis Ecker P5. We saw a round of green flag pit stops, so I would imagine everybody would come on down. Do nothing with tires, because you need track position, because you know after this, cautions are going to breed cautions. I mentioned a little bit ago, elbows up. Yeah, we're about to see one hell of a finish here tonight. But let's go back, find out what happened. Let's pick up with the one and only Nick Vroman in his Pete Silverado. We'll just call it that.
Pete Machine.
There you go. His Pete Machine. Oh, okay, so look, it just looks like the 25 got turned to the inside, and as you see, all chaos broke loose behind him. Let's go from Pujanowski. Up, too late there. All right, let's actually go ahead and rewind it from right there. Pujanowski looks like he tried to go through the grass, and let's go ahead and stop that. Let's ride on board with the 76. Go back just a little bit further. I believe it was the 76. Yep, there he is, Richard Hurst. Let's go ahead and switch it on up just a little bit, and let's roll.
Yeah, I think Pudge might have escaped that. Might. And it was a huge, huge wreck, and it all started in the front, too.
Yeah. Look at it. Some of these guys checking up, doing a phenomenal job, able to drive their way through. Man. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live.
Man.
Yes, yeah, Jeremy, if that's you under SBRN, that was absolutely the big one. Let's bring it back live.
I tell you, Dan the Lawn Man would be pretty proud with everybody's performance here, especially Mr. Hudson over here running that Busch Light tractor paint scheme that he's got going on there, John Deere. But yeah, Dan the Lawn Man would be pretty proud of everybody right now. Running through his grass, man, he would have a long time after this race.
Absolutely. That grass line is going to be very, very tore up. More smoke out there. Josh, good to see you, buddy, saying let's go Jeff, talking about Jeff No Stout Whiskey from back in the day. And I'm waiting for timing to kind of catch up. It should be Book and Holzer. Let's see if we can actually catch up with the 5 of Book right now. He should be. Let's see if he's actually in one of these channels. There he is. He's down there with Team SNB. Let's go ahead and bring him on up to the booth.
Rex, how about you?
Brendan Book, it is repeat, and Byron Jones in the up in the booth, but you got a copy in that Sim Racing Channel Shake and Bake Silverado.
Yeah, I got you.
Man, I tell you what, you and Holzer seem to be working pretty well, guiding that butter, as you used to say back in the day. Can you hold them off on the high side?
I mean, I think if we just do a good job of just managing temperatures here is the biggest thing as far as maintaining your lane. and not allowing anyone to drop down in front of you or get up in front of you. But yeah, it's James, Dohar, and Tom. We've worked really well together. We were, playing that strategy there. We kind of wanted to go green because maybe it would have got separated a little bit due to what the strategy would have been for that last pit stop. But I guess, re-rack them and going to be 14 to go.
Yep. Yeah, we're
So
sitting on
we're
14 about to
13
come
to
the
go.
line. Yep, 13.
Yes, so we're going green 13 to go, so it's going to be probably going to be a lot of chaos here. So we'll see what happens.
All right, buddy, I'm going to give you a little bit of an unfair advantage. I'm going to take a quick ride around your truck. Looking at the left-hand side, driver's side, you got a little bit of a scrape on the door. Looking ahead, don't see any issue with the fender. Let's take a look at the left rear. Not too bad. It doesn't look like the spoiler has any kind of an issue. Looking at the right side crystal clear, no issues. Doesn't look like you made any contact with the wall or the 31 of Holzer, the 77 of Dohar, the 25 of Crooks, or anybody else. I definitely wish you a whole lot of luck, buddy. You got a pretty stout field all around them, just like on Monday nights in the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series. Buddy, go get them.
Yep, thank you.
You got it. I'll get you back down with your team Shake and Bake drivers right now.
Thanks.
All right, so that was driver 5, Brendan Book, in this McConey Setup Shop Sim Racing Channel Silverado, and I cannot wait to see you, Byron, and all the rest of the Shake and Bake drivers that are part of this race out here, not this Monday, but the following Monday when we get back to playoff racing in Shake and Bake.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's going to be a huge battle to the end. You can't go wrong. Shake and Bake, it's a toss-up every week between who's going to be the front runner, who's going to be the one behind you, and who's going to be the one walking away with the win. As pace lights are off, pace car, we are about to go back green, Pete, and I think we are going to see mad chaos for the rest of this race because we are about to hit that time where everybody's like, okay, we got to scramble for position. They know they have the fuel. They know if they did come down for tires, they got fresh tires. Even if you didn't, you still got somewhat fresh tires, and these guys are going to push for all they can, especially further back. And Pete, here comes the pace car. He's going to dip right off.
Yeah, pace car's going to go ahead and dip off. Barney's got, or should have, the green flag in hand. He should have the field in view as they come through turns 3 and 4. There they go. You see Barney's got the green flag, about to go ahead and drop that. Byron, we're about to get back on that loud pedal with 13 laps to go. This is the last truck race here on the Sim Racing Channel through Roku TV. We're going next gen racing next time. Let's go.
Barney's dropping the flag, everybody else dropping the hammer as the 5 of Brendan Book and the 31 of James Holzer, the two most dominant cars we've seen tonight, have the 25 of Ryan Crooks and Dohar right on their rear ends, giving them a big old push. But don't look now, here comes the 55 of Jeff No and that 76 of Richard Hurst slowly starting to creep their way into this picture.
How about the 25 of Crooks going high, picking up the 23? He had the 31. Those two work very, very well together. They are Team EMGG teammates. And now the 25, he just found a hole in front of the 12 of Pujanowski. So put Book and Dohar back up front, 55 and no 77. And, man, they are going to continue to swap positions. I'm seeing a whole lot of squirrely tailgates now that 12 laps to go is just about ready to fly. Working lap number, 10 laps about ready to go. 12 working right now.
Yeah, everyone right now is running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Everybody fighting for everything they can. They're saying, hey, you know what? Let's push. Why not? We can do it. As Holzer, he's got Book right back to where they were. First and second. Book giving a big old shove to that 31 of Holzer. Meanwhile, the 25 of Ryan Crook's going to come all the way down. Gave Holzer a huge hit, and they're going to wreck.
Oh, 25 is going to try to keep it up on the wall. He's going to lose a bunch of positions, and it looks like they're going to wreck behind him. So far, though, we are staying. Nope, there goes the 4 of Tom Tom. And still no caution. I believe it's because they're all down on the apron trying to grab a gear, get back, get your composure, and try to continue on. There's the yellow. Wow.
And that is actually going to be an admin caution because the caution was not called for everybody flying down pit road. So they're going to go ahead up in the tower and make that executive decision to throw the yellow. And now, Pete, you're in this scenario. You got a fast repair. If you do in pocket, you got to use it. But now that's going to force you to come down pit road. Maybe you drop 10, 11 spots. And now you got to fight your way all the way back up to where you just were.
Man, that was there was a lot happening in that very, very short amount of time. And it'd be kind of almost impossible to kind of dissect that with the amount of time that we've got. But we saw the 4 of Tom Tom Flitcroft going around just a little bit. Let's jump on board with him right now and see if we can kind of catch just a little bit of a glimpse of the mayhem around that 4 machine right now. And we actually caught him right in mid-spin. It looks like the 12 of Pujanowski was up there. Let's go ahead and stop it. Like I said, look at them 4 wide. They are 4 wide. You got the 31, the 5, the 55, and the 25. That is an absolute awesome shot. In fact, you know what? Before I do that, let's go ahead and let's look at this. Look at this line of trucks. This is amazing. All right, now
technically 5 wide.
Yeah.
Technically,
yeah. You think about technically with Pudge right there. Absolutely. So let's go on back to the 4 right now and see if we can pick up on him. And let's go ahead and get back with Tom. I think I'm gonna have to rewind it again. Yep, I'm gonna have to rewind it again.
One thing to keep in mind, keep a little bit tabs on that 31 being down there. He didn't have much room to move heading into that corner.
They're 4 wide under checkup even. I mean, so looks like kind of got, it might have been crowded just a little bit. I don't believe Jeff No meant to put the 4 down. I just think maybe he was still reacting from everything that had just happened with him being 4 wide. But all right, let's go ahead and bring it back live.
That is one of the toughest things you can do as a driver is keep that car straight even after the wreck has happened.
Absolutely. All right, so looks like it's gonna be our buddy Jeff No, Old Stout Whiskey, leading the charge right now. Let's see if we can grab a quick word with him, bring him on up, and see what he's feeling in this number 55. Jeff No, Stout Whiskey, buddy, in this number 55. You now have the field in your rear view. It is Pete and Byron in the booth. Bud, you got a copy.
What's up, Pete?
Man, oh man, 4 wide right there before that wreck happened, and it was a phenomenal sight. Looked like a 25 kind of caught the wall. A lot of people were able to get by, some others not so much. You got a little bit of damage on the left front of your hood. You got the 81 of John Osborne with Jake Roel, Pujanowski, and Josh O'Connor lined up behind you. I'm going to imagine you're going to stay out here. You got the fuel, you got the tire. Dega is your playground. I've seen you do very, very well here. Can you do well here one more time, sir?
We'll see, Pete. I got a little left front damage from that wreck, and I kind of just stalled the field out. I know you're supposed to do that just to see what my top speed would be. I can only go about 168, 169, and you should be able to go 172 in these things. But I just felt like pitting there and getting it fixed. I've only got 1 fast repair left. So I know the carnage isn't over, so see what I can do here and try to keep these guys behind us. I've had a good race so far, man. I wasn't going to race tonight. I've called one of the races I was in the other night. I've ran 3 races this week, and got sacrificed in all 3 of them. So here we are, man. We'll see what happens. It's Dega. I do run pretty good here for what it's worth, and see if we can bring us home and talk to you here in a little bit.
Man, I tell you what, you got a field out here in chat, Stout. I'm going to read off a couple names you might recommend or you might remember. How about Old Amore Smoke? How about the Aviator? You got these guys pulling for you, saying you know what to do. Stout, you know I'm forever a fan. You got this. The lights atop the pace car, I believe, are about to go out. I'm going to let you talk with your spotter. I think Roman's night is just about up, if I'm not mistaken. If he is still out there, tell him I said good luck. Buddy, I'll get you back. You go get him.
Hey, thank you, Pete. And guys that's watching, man, I'm going to hop over on the Xbox here in a minute, man. We'll get hooked on some hooks in Dead by Daylight.
There you go. All right, I'll get you back. You were, who are you? I know you were hanging out with Roman.
Ian's chatting and getting Nick in there.
Okay, all right, I'll get you. All right, I'll get you down there right now.
All right.
All right, so we got him back down to Eon Motorsports, and yeah, have to see how this all plays out. Byron, what you thinking now? We got less than 10 to go.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. I refuse to get anybody here commentators curse, so I'm just gonna zip it back here, and watch this race play out. But I tell you, I don't, like Jeff said, I don't think this carnage is over. Everybody here, they realize maybe, hey, I got a fast repair. Obviously, not a lot of people are thinking that, but you do have a select few that are like, hey, I got a fast repair in my pocket. Maybe it is worth trying to push, see if I can do it. Worst case scenario, I come down, I get my fast repair, and boom, my car is brand new. It's like nothing happened. But that's if you can limp the car back to pit road. Others, like Jeff, he said his car can only go 169. Is there other cars right now in the field that can't keep up with the actual pace of select few cars? And is that possibly something that's going to come into effect? You can see the 81 has damage. The 39 has damage. I believe 59, 12, about the top 8 have damage on their car. So how much is it going to truly affect the leader with everybody else sort of being in that same scenario as Jeff?
Byron, I got to tell you, I think by now, the option to come on down pit road to fix it, I think it's out. If you haven't used it by now, if you didn't just now come down pit road, that time has come and passed, because you're not going to be able to work your way through a whole train of cars all over again. Well, who am I kidding? We've all seen it before. Pace car's going to go ahead and pull off Jeff Noe, John Osborne, Jake Rowell, Pujanowski. Josh O'Connor is going to be your top 5. Brandon Hudson, Vincent Cortez, Devin Zimmerman, Charlie Mosley, Adam Botten. That's going to be your top 10. Let's go ahead and bring it back to Barney. He sees the field coming through the tri-oval. Green flag is coming back out. Byron, let's go!
Green flag once again, and Jeff's going to duck all the way down to the apron, let everybody else pass by. That's somewhat of a smart move, not willing to risk the car just yet. Maybe you can save some position, salvage some of your car. Meanwhile, the 81 of John Osborne, we've already seen this before. The 2 behind him are just going to blow right past him. Expect that 39. Oh, he's going to dip down. I tell you what, this is huge right now. Everybody making moves for the benefit of not only them, but, well, I guess not the benefit, but the benefit of the other cars. As now, Pete, we are getting ready to go 3 wide, and there's only a handful of laps left in this race.
Yeah, handful, 7 laps left to go. @ sign TSRC on Roku TV. Make sure you go on over and follow them for everything related to the Sim Racing channel on Roku TV and everything that we're doing, whether it's on track, off track, at tracks. Byron, this 39 has been on the high side. He's been the pusher. He's been the one to do the pushing. Now he's got a little bit of clean air. We're talking about Jake Rowell. I believe he's out of the ARCS stable, if I'm not mistaken. Joshua O'Connor out there sitting right now in P number 2. He's had a little. Oh, we got another wreck. We're seeing more get airborne. 69 up on 2 wheels, 4 hard into the outside wall. 39, he's going to be able to continue the lead. Pace car's going to go ahead and collect the what's left of the field. But it looks like Jamie Haynes, Richard Hurst, Nate Mon, Christopher Murphy, and more involved in this one, Byron.
Wow, that was a hard lick for some of those drivers. Getting hit like that probably disengaged their entire engine, not allowing them to drive themselves back up to pit road, use that fast repair if they still have one. And if not, they're going to have to get that damage fixed or maybe just salvage what they got for the night. But nasty, nasty wreck.
Absolutely. Let's actually jump on board with the chase cam from Hugh Pujanowski and see what just happened with this 12. There he is in the middle, giving a little bit of a shove. Looks like the high side 89 came on down, tried to pick up the middle. No can do, and that just collected quite a few. Let's ride on board with Devin Zimmerman.
Oh, big hit. He had nowhere to go, too. I mean, being down on that bottom, you think you have room to escape, but when that guy on that top side turns right in front of you, you can't do anything except just hold your breath.
This from Tom Flitcroft as he got tagged in the back end, then got tagged again by the 25. Man, yeah. I mean, what do you do? I mean, it's go time. We've said that a few times. There you see the 31 of Holzer also around with all kinds of damage. Now, Byron, this could actually equal out a lot of these guys. They're going to have some damage. Some of them are going to have one fast repair like Jeff No was just talking about just a moment ago. So if they were able to hold on to that, come on down, be one of the guys with little to no damage. Did Jeff No just pull possibly the move of the race not to get collected up front, thinking, man, these guys are maybe talking a little aggressive in the team comms or maybe through the sim? Who knows? But right now, the 39 of Jake Rowell leading, and I'm not quite sure who just flashed on by on the high side. Let's see if we can find Jake Rowell and maybe get a quick word with driver 39.
I believe Chapman's the one that got the free pass.
All right, there we go. Byron on the spot. Jake Rowell, it's Repeat and Byron up in the booth, bud. You got a quick copy on us.
Oh yeah, boys, how's it going?
Man, we have seen you all throughout this track. We've seen you up high being pushed. We've seen you doing the pushing. You're just now leading just before that this caution came out. We're going to go back with just about 3 laps to go. So green-white checker, kind of, sort of. I don't think the cautions are done. Can you keep this cornbread hemp.com machine up front, sir?
Hopefully I can. Gonna try to make it as wide as possible, but not anything crazy to where I get myself wrecked. But we're trying to be the first truck across the start-finish line, so that's what we're out here trying to do.
Talking about being the first truck to cross the line, we've seen some pretty big blocks tonight going, top side, middle line, bottom side, back up top again. What are you prepared to do, or what kind of moves are you prepared to make to be the final truck winner here on the Sim Racing channel before we switch everything over to next gen in just a couple weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's been some questionable things, but it's expected here at Dega. But I kind of like to do it a little early, that way it's not last second, and you just absolutely get hooked into the fence or into the field. So we'll try to do everything we can do. I mean, I won the first race of this mini season, and hopefully we can win the last race. I think that'll be a little cool tip of the hat to this race series.
Yeah, absolutely. I still recall you and Holzer battling it out, coming to the line at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. He tried up high, tried down low, tried giving you a little bit of a shot to the tailgate. You hung on, came across the start stripe. You were the first. I'm pretty sure Ryan Newman back in the day ran the number 39, and he was a pair of bookends for somebody else that won 2 in a row. Maybe you'll be the bookends here in the truck series here on Speed Racing Network. Good luck, sir. I'll get you back with your Eons race teammates. Go get them, sir.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
You got it, Byron. This is about to get very down and dirty. What would you do to win this final race here?
I don't know. Honestly, you want to race them. You want to get up there. You want to battle them side by side. You don't want to wreck them. That's the one thing I don't think anybody has on their mind, and that's turning the guy for the win. And it's not something I don't think anybody here is going to want to do. But if they cut across your nose, if they make that wrong move, that bad timing, and they do come across your nose, it's something that you can't control. And I think, unfortunately, it could come down to that, to someone trying to make that last-minute move, and it doesn't work out for them, maybe turns them. And I hate to say that it's going to happen, but the way these guys have been driving the night, and I'm not saying it's wrong, it's just it's been those last-minute moves. We've seen it already, Pete, where guys chop up last second, and it gets that whole line shaken up. Nobody is letting up anymore. This is go time. You got to be first. If you ain't first, you're last at this point.
Well, I tell you, I think the best shot for the 39 is really just to guide that truck along that yellow line. Don't let anybody get underneath you. Try to keep it right on that line also. That way nobody's really all over your left rear, making you loose to where you got to correct it, possibly have a bigger issue. And man, if we were to have a car or a truck spin around from the front, we could see the big one in the closing laps. Byron, we are going green, white, checker. Cars now coming through the tri-oval. Barney's about to pick them up. Let's go with Barney as he sees them. And we're going to go back green one more time. Byron, the call's all yours. Let's go back racing, sir.
What will it take to win this last race at Dega? We are about to find out. Barney is waving the green flag, white nuts, and everybody is here green once again at Dega for the last time. Hopefully, Jake Ruel leading the pack. Meanwhile, the 59 of Joshua O'Connor leading that top lane.
Yeah, Josh O'Connor in that 59, like you just said. He's got some help with him. And Byron, they got a little bit of a boot scoot boogie going on, but no such luck. The draft does not let anybody just go. As you just saw that really dark or bright green truck way in the back. I believe that was going to be that Bush truck. A bit squirrely. How about this? 3 wide coming to the white.
I mean, you couldn't say it wasn't going to happen. The 5 of Brendan Book has that top lane. He has the advantage. Now, if you're somebody 4th, 5th, 6th place in hand, you're screwed. You got nowhere to go. They are 3 wide. You can't force it 4 wide just yet. Next time by, P, we are going to have our last and final Truck Series winner here at Dega.
Yeah, you see the 39 really guiding it again on that bottom side. He's got Vincent Cortez in that 64, shoving him for all it's worth. Right now, there is no care about the motor. You let that thing just absolutely blow. In the middle line, Cortez up high. You see the 5 of Book. They're side by side going down the backstretch. Joshua O'Connor, Jake Rowell, Vincent Cortez, Brendan Book, Evan Knopp. They're going to go back 3 wide, coming through turns 3 and 4. Who's it going to be, Byron? Who's it going to be?
It's going to be the great old question. If you're 3rd, 4th in line, you are now going to push the pusher. At this point, everything, all bets are off the table. The 39, Jake Rowell, is going to have the advantage. Carnage in the back. The 59 and Joshua O'Connor side by side. It's going to be Joshua O'Connor with the win here at Dega.
Absolutely. Joshua O'Connor coming up in that 59 Toyota at the very last minute at clutch time. Jake Rowell, P2, and Evan Knopp. Byron, these are names that we haven't really talked about all night long. Here they come in the clutch. Let's go.
Wow, that was an exhilarating finish. I tell you, Joshua getting the huge push that he did from I can't remember. I can't
63 of
Knopp. Yeah, there you go. 63 of Knopp, pushing for all he could, and that just gave him the little edge over the top to allow Joshua to run away with it. And I tell you, what a win. What a well-deserved way to end this series off. And Pete, man, he's going to go in and burn them down now.
Absolutely. Very well-deserved. He kept that truck clean for the most part. He's going to have the 39 come on down. Give him a big ol' hello. How do you do? Let's go. Through the smoke, lights him up. I imagine he's going to go ahead and bring it. I would have thought he'd bring it back to the start stripe, grab himself a great picture for the day. And man, phenomenal race by this 59. All kinds of people out there in chat that were pulling for O'Connor earlier. You had Jeremy from SBRN. You had quite a few guys. And how about SWATs out there saying Toyota for the win?
What a race, I tell you. He's going to go ahead and burn him down. He's going to make sure this one was remembered. As here you go, P. He's coming right back to the start stripes.
I don't blame him. There you go. Dial in a little brake bias. Get on the throttle. And loop it around. You absolutely deserve it. You have won the final Sim Racing channel on Roku TV truck race. Again, before we bring it back to the next gen. All right, guys, we are going to be back with our top 3 in the booth, and also go ahead and hand out a pair of tickets to Talladega. We'll get to speak with Jim Blankenship here in just a moment. We'll go ahead and share his screen, show you exactly who's got it, and it'll all be right here. Don't nobody go nowhere. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gents, we are back with our top 3 again. How about that finish? We're going to start off with our third place driver number 63, Silverado, talking about the one and only Evan Knopp. Evan, I was just talking to you once I pulled you into the green room and then ultimately up to the booth, but I don't think we really talked much about you throughout the evening, and you just said that's what you liked. You went in the back, which is the strategy that a lot of people play during super speedway races. That way, if the big ones happen somewhat early, you could just kind of relax, maybe have enough time to get on the binders slow and whoa the thing up. You miss any kind of issue, and you're able to be there at the end. Well, here you are, P number 3. No points on the line here, but a whole lot of pride for that bottom step of the podium. Talk us through your race and how you feeling, Evan?
Well, I'm feeling good. That was a really fun race, and like you were saying, try to stay in the back for the most part and just put yourself in a good position at the end. And at the end there, I think we're starting second outside the lane. I wanted to push Josh O'Connor clear, and it ended up being to where I didn't have any room to go up top or anything, so I just committed to staying behind him, and it ended up working out. We ended up getting a huge run, but yeah, there was parts of the race where if you said you'd end up third, and no damage at the end, I would have taken it. But just having a chance to win at the end there, that's what it's all about. So no, that was a good race.
Well, man, I mean, honestly, walking to the end, we saw you pushing O'Connor and giving everything you could. If you had that room to the outside, was that a move you were willing to make, willing to sort of say, hey, you know what, maybe I should go for the win myself? Or was that something you had planned from the beginning that no matter what, you weren't going to leave O'Connor's bumper?
Oh, absolutely. When I first got behind him, I figured give him a big shove on the outside and he'd clear to the bottom, and then I'd be the lead truck in the middle, and hopefully by the second lap, which would have been the checkered, somebody would do the favors of me and push me to the win. But it just ended up working out that way to where I think the best move was staying behind him, giving him a shove, and maybe peeking on his outside at the end. There just wasn't enough room for it. But I'm glad I could, I'm glad I could have done my part instead of wrecking him and everybody mad. Just we had a nice, clean Talladega finish, which is pretty rare these days, especially on iRacing.
Well, man, I tell you, Byron, I don't think he saw exactly what happened in his rear view 3 or 4 rows behind. It was anything but uneventful, we'll just say, just a few rows back. But, man, we've got all kinds of representation here tonight from many different leagues and clubs and communities around iRacing, and even going back to the console days. Any quick shout-outs for your friends, family, sponsors, and, of course, your own community?
Well, shout out to you guys in the booth. You guys do a great job. Shout out to Stan. He did a phenomenal job setting all this up and making this a good league with a lot of good drivers to be a part of. I did race with a lot of these guys. I don't know if they know on the Xbox side, but it's nice to see everybody do the crossover to iRacing. But no, overall, just I appreciate you guys letting me be a part of it.
What was your gamer tag back in the day, if you don't mind me asking?
It was my first name, Evan, SMT, S6.
All right, there you go, Byron.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, great job on the podium finish. Very well earned. And like I said, this will be the last truck race here in the Sim Racing channel on Roku. But bigger and better and faster and more diverse things coming in the very near future. Like we've been telling people all night long, stay tuned. Congrats on the podium, Evan.
I appreciate it.
You got it. All right, let's go ahead and bring Jake Rowell up to the booth. Jake, out of the ARC stables, buddy. You had one hell of a shot to get it done. Like what we were able to talk to you during that last caution. You got it done in Vegas. You and Holzer put on one hell of a show. Tonight, coming across the line, P2, I mentioned that we've seen you at many different places around this track. High side, middle side, low side, being pushed, doing the pushing. This had to be one of the most eventful Dega races for you that I can imagine or that I can remember.
Oh yeah, it was quite the race out there, all 80 laps. It had to be one heck of a race to watch. It was pretty entertaining from my point of view, kind of riding around in the back most of the race. It was there was a lot going on all over.
Well, I mean, obviously heading into this, you knew this was the last race for the Truck Series. Did the jitters get to you at all? I know at some points you saw yourself 3, almost 4 wide, a bunch of wrecks that have happened right in front of you that you're able to avoid. And coming to that last lap, you're sitting there, P1 on that bottom lane. You said, I can only imagine you're thinking, hey, I'm right there. I got this shot. But then you got those guys to the outside. That last lap, what all feelings were you sort of collective and had going on running those last few laps, knowing that you could have won the first and last race in the Truck Series?
Yeah, I knew it was going to be tough, and then I realized I had Vincent Cortez behind me, who's a really good driver, so I felt comfortable with him pushing me, that it was going to be really tough for anyone to get around us on the outside. And honestly, on the white flag out of 4, I was like almost a full truck length in front of Josh, and in my mind I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure I got this. Like, as long as like Vincent doesn't get turned or something like that, like as long as he's on my rear bumper, like it's over. And they just got one heck of a run on the outside. And jokingly in the green room just before he pulled me up, I was like, Josh, if this was anything else, I think I would have put the right side door on you a little bit, run you up the track. But I told him, I was like, I wanted it clean. You guys had a huge run, and he said the same thing. He was like, dude, I'm glad that was clean. Like, that was a lot of fun. So it was a great race. It was awesome though.
Well, Jake, it was great to see you open up this 4 race mini season, I guess preseason for the trucks. Like I said, there's a lot coming for trucks and Cup. We're talking about the 24-hour race at Daytona, Spa race. I mean, there's so much in the works here for the Sim Racing channel on Roku TV. I cannot wait to just watch it and see it and call it as it all unfolds. Congratulations on this middle step for you, Jake. Been a pretty decent 4 races for you, sir.
Yeah, no, I won Chicago the first race. The second race, I don't even remember where that one was, but I finished like 6th or
Chicago. Yep.
Yeah,
Vegas.
or Vegas.
Vegas,
was
right,
second.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I
Vegas.
finished like 6th there, and then obviously second here, and I missed Pocono, so pretty solid outing in the 4 race little mini season. So it's been a blast racing with a lot of these guys. So I'm excited, like you said. I'm really big and getting in any kind of vehicle, any track. So like 24 hours of Daytona, an endurance race at Spa, like I'm all for that. So I'm looking forward to the different kind of opportunities that are gonna be handed to drivers like myself and everybody else in here, to be able to showcase what we have, our skill sets. And obviously like those enduro races are going to be all team based, so it's going to be a ton of fun and just a lot of good experiences for everybody.
Buddy, like we've been pushing all night long at TSRC on Roku TV. Stay tuned. A lot of information going out. But any quick friends, family, sponsors, and your league, community, or club that you want to shout out?
Yeah, just going to shout out everyone at Roel Smith Racing as well as Eon Motorsports. Those are kind of the 2 teams that I run with a lot. Got to thank the paint scheme I have tonight with cornbreadhemp.com. If you're interested in any of their products, check them out. I've heard good things from other people about them, so if that's up your alley, go there. Obviously, you guys on the broadcast do one heck of a job, so can't wait to go back and rewatch this, and see what it looked like from your guys' point of view, because I'm sure it had to be awesome, as well as Stan and Jim and everybody behind this group here. They put a ton of hours, a ton of work in it, so it's an awesome opportunity to be a part of the Sim Racing channel racing series. And like I said earlier, just looking forward to every other opportunity down the road.
Thank you very much, buddy, and good luck going forward. I'm sure we'll see you again soon.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right, Byron Jones, we've got one more guy to chat with, and then we're giving away a couple of tickets to the best infield party, the best racing in the great state of Alabama, and I cannot wait to see exactly who that is. We're going to get a chance here in just a moment to talk to Jim Blankenship to get those tickets given. Josh O'Connor, buddy, I tell you what, you appeared. I don't want to say out of nowhere, because we saw you all the way. I mean, you were all the way in the back. You were all the way up forward. You were in the middle. You were everywhere but in the front, except for when it mattered. I don't know how many times in real life racing we've seen and we hear commentators say, well, he only led 1 lap today, but he led the one that mattered. That falls right on your shoulders, Josh, and you had a whole host of people out there in chat rooting you on from SBRN. Talk us through your race and that push for the win.
Oh man, it was wow. I'm still kind of at a loss for words, man. It's still kind of it took me by surprise in the end there, but the race it went really good. I came in, I wanted to be a lot more aggressive this week than I was last time. We came out with Pocono. I wanted to kind of be seen, I guess is the best way to put it. I got wrapped up in some stuff early. I had 8X. I couldn't afford to get caught up in anything else, so I took my 2 quick repairs and I sat in the back for a little bit, and then I hooked up with sorry, my brains. I hooked up with Jake in the end. the caution before the last, and I don't know what it was, man. Like me and Jake hooked up, and I was able to just stay with him and get clear a lot of the mishaps that were happening behind us, and it was just a series of fortunate events for us.
Well, man, I mean, this is it. You were, someone mentioned it, KS Gaming mentioned it out on chat. 4 different winners, and you become number 4. You were able to keep Jake Roel behind you to become that 4th winner and the last winner. So, obviously, heading in, we talked about the Next Gen Series. This is giving you some momentum. Heading into this Next Gen Series, is that something, first off, is that something you're going to end up competing in, something fighting for? And then second off, how is your confidence level compared from trucks to Next Gen, and sort of where do you feel that you're going to shine, at least in the Next Gen Series, if you do participate?
If you want me to be honest, I don't ever drive the trucks. The trucks are not my favorite car, man. I drive Xfinity. I drive Be Open. I mean, this last season, I've got about 350 starts in Xfinity. Like, I just run Be Open. That's all I really run. So when an opportunity like this comes up, Stan reached out, and I said yes. He said it would, help out my Twitch, but I focused just on the racing part. So, that was the big help. Going forward, man, you just kind of hope for the best, right?
That is for sure, man. Once again, congrats on the P1, Josh. Pete, I believe he's got some shout-outs to share.
Absolutely. Josh, any friends, family, sponsors, and of course, whichever league or community club that you're representing tonight, stage is still yours, sir.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the sponsor of the truck, the All Time Misfits podcast. They're a sports podcast. They interview the top high school recruits across the country and do fantasy sports. It's a really cool podcast to get into. Thank them for sponsoring the truck. Thank you guys for taking care of the broadcast. It's a phenomenal broadcast to watch. It's entertaining. I'll throw it up during the cautions because it's a lot more exciting than basic. I want to thank Stan and Jim for putting on such a great league and stuff, and allowing for everybody to have a really good time coming out here. Ty and Gary for showing up. And this is a weird one because this one doesn't have anything to do with me, but you said communities. I do want to shout out EMGG. It's weird seeing them here. I was a member there 2-3 years ago in that community, so to see them come up and be a part of something as cool as sim racing, yeah, it's amazing. And it's a big shout out to EMGG and Zim and all the guys over there that are doing what they do. And the last but not least is the wife for letting me play this game, man. Let me be addicted to the sim and stuff, because without her permission, let's face it, man, I'm gonna get my butt kicked.
Well, man, yeah, Zim was actually out there, and I gave him a big thank you. He dropped 10 quick subs on the channel. He's been phenomenal. He actually brought in or brought on 2 drivers to launch their iRacing part of their esports under Mao and Maze, and they've been phenomenal. I mean, right now over on the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup side, they're sitting, I want to say, in the top 4 in points. Both cars look great week in and week out, and they've got a hell of a club or an org, as they'll call themselves, right behind them. Yeah, a great group of people and big supporters.
Oh, absolutely. My Twitch stuff wouldn't have been where it was if it wasn't for what EMGG did for the time I spent with them, man. And now I'm with Regiment. It was just a military community. It's just a military veteran community for gaming. It's not an org or anything. It's just a bunch of vets that like to hang around and call each other stupid.
That sounds like I might have to reach out to you. Being absolutely. Being a U.S. Air Force Security Forces vet myself, absolutely.
Do you know of Operation Motorsports?
I do not. We'll definitely
talk
about
that.
To do.
Yeah, we got some talking.
Yeah, we will. All right, I'm going to bring in the owner, the man himself, Jim Blankenship. It's Pete. Bud, you got a copy?
Hey, Pete, what's going on?
All right, Jim. So we've got 200 miles, 80 laps in the book here at Dega. We've been toting a couple of tickets to Dega, to the infield. From what I hear, some pretty nice, a pretty nice couple of spots up in the stands for one to share, or 2 very lucky people that are going to head on down and catch the race on October the 2nd. You ready to give these away?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and share your screen. Let's see what we got.
Welcome, race fans. This is Jim Blankenship with the Sim Racing Channel. Tonight, we are giving away 2 tickets to Talladega to the NASCAR Cup Series race on October 2nd. And we are about to hit the button to do that. And let's see who wins these 2 tickets. It's going to be a great race. Sunday, October 2nd, the NASCAR Cup Series. And we are sending 2 lucky followers from our Twitter page to see the race. So here we go. And it looks like Joshua Pollock. Joshua Pollock. Congratulations, Joshua. You have won 2 tickets to the NASCAR Cup Series race in Talladega on October 2nd. And thanks for joining the giveaway with the Sim Racing channel. And we'll be getting in touch with you. And we'll get these tickets out to you, man. Hope you enjoy the race. Thanks, everybody, for taking part in this. And I'm sure we'll do this again sometime soon.
All right, so big congratulations to Joshua Pollock. Gonna grab himself a pair of tickets to Dega. He's gonna be able to go ahead and visit the infield, have a great time, and man, what a time it's gonna be, Jim. Gotta say a big thank you to everything that you and Stan have done. I'm sure you'll be reaching out to Jim to let him know, and I'm sure he's gonna appreciate it even more.
Yeah, that's something that we want to continue to do occasionally. We'll have some Twitter raffles, maybe some Facebook raffles. We'll definitely have some giveaways on the Sim Racing channel on Roku TV. So if you want to get involved in some of that stuff, you're definitely gonna have to register or subscribe to the channel and come check it out and see what we got going on there.
Absolutely. Talking about subscribing to the channel. For the last month, from August 1st to September the 1st, the channel was 100% free. You were able to go on out, catch 24/7 content, whether it was POV racing, broadcasting clubs, communities, or leagues like I do, or Byron, or Atlanta Racing, or Rick James, or SWAT's out there, or any of those guys. It has been a whole lot of fun. We saw Pujanowski out there, one of the biggest POV streamers, right along with Bud Racing 88 and Blair Patterson and so many others. I don't want to miss any names, so I'm not gonna keep going. But man, everybody out there, please go on over at TSRC on Roku TV on Twitter. Make sure you keep up with everything that's going on. We mentioned that this was the very last truck race. We're going to be moving on over to the next gen. That way we can prepare for, as Byron said, the full next gen series following the Cup schedule once that all kicks off after Speed Weeks. But yes, we will be running the Daytona 24 to start everything off, and I cannot wait to call it, race it, see it, broadcast it. I cannot wait. It's going to be one hell of a time. So again, to all the people out there that smashed the follow button, for all the bits, for all the follows, Zim, again, big thank you. In fact, I'm gonna do one better for you, but since you threw all out there, go on over to glitch.com, throw in code EMGG for 30% off of your order. My pleasure, Zim. Thank you. But guys, we will see you all again soon. Thanks for coming out, hanging out, chatting it up, keeping all of us company.